Every time I come to Jules' house, I forget like she's like actual like professional because like I see this shit and I'm like, what the fuck? And there's like a million screens here. All that. Do you like that? Do you like being a boss? Do you like being like an office like
typey?
Yeah.
No, I mean, no, I don't really think about it.
Did you get into doing hair, and why didn't you want to like pursue it like full time?
Well, I never was really into hair.
Makeup.
I've just always been good at it, and I think it's fun.
And then, did you ever want to pursue it like
full time?
Yeah.
I did, but I stuck to what I knew because there was guaranteed money in what I know. It's what I've always done. And having kids, like
you can't just be like fucking following your dreams anytime you want.
So I did like makeup and stuff on the side. Like I think I told you, I did a few like fitness models and like makeup for friends' weddings and like things like that.
And you were like charging them.
Yeah. It was fun. And then I did lashes for a while. That was really fun.
Did you have to go like learn how to do it? Or?
I taught myself. It's not technically you're supposed to have your esthetician license, which I don't. So
I don't care.
Fees.
Somebody gives me a good price and I trust them. I don't care. But maybe that's the problem with me.
But I did good. Only glued someone's eye shut one time. Shout out to Stephanie.
What happened?
I had a few drinks and was lashing and just lashed her eyes together a few different spots.
Was she freaking out?
A little bit. She's like, I'm like, go ahead and open, we're done. And she's like, I can't. I was like, oh, fuck. But that does happen sometimes. If you
I was gonna say, like, yes, but I would be freaking out for sure.
Yeah,
100%. I would be freaking out.
She made it out. Okay. She had her.
Like, fun fact about me, I don't know if it's fun or not, but I knew 100% always that I never want to do anything with beauty because, like, I only learned how to do. Okay, this is really interesting. I only learned how to properly like good makeup routine, good skincare routine. I even only started actually doing my hair. Are you ready for this? In quarantine.
What did you do before?
A bun, straighten my hair. Like,
I hate doing my hair.
Like,
I can be honest.
Maybe a braid here and there, but no. Yeah. So, like, this is all new to me, like, taking care of my hair or, like, putting on makeup. Like, which my makeup routine hasn't changed since, like, 2016. I do, like, simple makeup. You know what I mean? Like, you remember the time when everybody was watching those YouTube videos, like, Jaclyn Hill, Cardi Bible? That's how I learned to do my makeup. They said, triangle here, contour. That's exactly how I still do it. I don't know.
It's a crime, not to crime. Blend, and blend some more.
Yes. The only thing I never really picked up was the primer because like people are like, oh, like your makeup's gonna last long, and I'm like, I don't really need my makeup to last long. Like I'm okay with my makeup not lasting long, and I don't really do mascara because I hate taking the bitch off. But that's genius.
Extensions.
I think you should always get them done.
I always did. It's expensive. It's time consuming.
But why don't you do it yourself? You're so good.
I can't do it myself. Girl, it burns so bad. That glue on your eyes.
But why don't you do like the ones the individual ones? They're kind of easy to do, no?
They are, but they're just even that's too much work for me. Like I can't be bothered with that.
How much is the set?
This?
Yeah.
So the girl I go to is reasonable. Some people charge like $300. This girl I go to is $100 plus a tip. So I give her like $130 or whatever.
That's fine. And then how long will that last you? So
fills should last 2 to 3 even weeks, but for me it's like weekly.
Why? Because they grow so fast?
I think no, they just like don't last on me. I'm a little bit hard on my eyes. I also get like itchy and dry. I get that weird eye thing on sometimes. I'm just a mess. Yeah. But I agree. I love them. And when I have them on, like all I have right now is like my face.
Like you wake up ready.
I don't need to do eyeshadow, mascara, none of that. Like my eyes have not been touched. And we're looking decent, right? A little, really glowy.
I love that.
Ooh. Yeah, you look good, girl.
We look like we're sisters.
I know, me too. With Megan when we were out, I felt like we looked like we were like triplets.
I think right now with my curly hair, I look so much like her.
Oh my God, you do.
Right?
You do, actually.
I know, right? That's crazy.
Because her hair is naturally really curly.
Yeah.
Her hair's so pretty.
Speaking of Megan, I met Jules's best friend from high school. I don't know how you've been hiding her all this time, but she's a real one.
She is a real one.
And so we met up at the house, a few girls, shout out to the girls, and we had some snacks, and we just wanted to take some cute pics, and I think we did. We sang happy birthday, and then we were an hour away. By the way, tell me about you guys' car ride. How was your guys' car ride? Because we rode in different cars.
It was good. We talked about... Yeah, it was good. We talked about life. We talked about... They're not really my stories to tell, so I don't know how...
So, like, okay, so they...
Just girl stuff, bar fights, and yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
How was your car ride?
It was good. We got to know each other because, like, I never really hung out with Madi, like, one-on-one, so that was the time for us to actually be like, okay, like, what's your story?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's basically how I, like, approach people, new people. I just ask them, like, what's your story? You can fucking tell me whatever.
I love that.
And blah, blah, blah. We got to the spot, and
the powder room in Tacoma.
If you're a local, gorgeous spot. Like, as soon as we pulled up, I was like, oh, this is so perfect. Like, it's like pink, and it has like neon signs, and it's like a champagne bar, so it's not like your like restaurant, but just like a little loungy kind of thing. So as soon as we walk up, mind you, we're tipsy.
Yeah, we
had each, like, me and Monty had like 3 dirty martinis.
Yeah. Fatima calls me and is like, girl, I'm so sorry. It's closed. There's a sign on the door. It says private event closed tonight.
While I'm speaking,
then she's like, hold on. And then what, Maudie marched her little ass in there, didn't skip a beat. She was like, hey guys!
Yeah, and I was like, what are you doing? She was like, come on in. She was like, that's fine, just act cool. So we walk in, and then we see all these people, and they're all wearing pink. And how funny that I was wearing all fucking black, but Maddie was wearing a pink shirt. So that was kind of like, I don't know, maybe that's why they didn't really say anything at first. But as soon as we walk in, the bartender comes up to us and she was like, would you like a rosé, something else, or non-alcoholic beer? And we were like, rosé.
Rosé, please.
And, whatever. Taking pictures.
We put lays on. We were part of the party.
So, hold on. That's before you got there. So, we got our drinks.
You were there that long before we got there?
Yeah. And then I'm like, come on in. So, that's when it started getting suspicious. 2 people can sneak in, obviously, but like 6 people sneaking in. So, we got in. Were you able to get a drink?
Yes. I walked in, and in 2 seconds, she's like, would you like a rosé? I'm like, yes, I would. Thank you so much. She's like, the food will be out soon. We grabbed some Lays. We were partying. We were hanging out at the bar, having fun.
And then I asked for a second drink. You guys, like, how shameful. Like, how are you just going to crash someone's party and be like, give me another drink? But you know what? It seemed like a good idea at the time. And then we were talking, me, Jules, and Maddie. And then did she come up from the back?
Yeah, we were like leaning on the bar drinking. This girl comes up and is like, hi. And we're like, hi. And then we like continue talking. And she's like, it's my birthday. I was like, no way, it's my birthday.
Oh, and I turned around like, happy birthday.
I know. And then we keep talking. And she's like, no, like, we reserved this area. Like, you have to go. Like, who the fuck are you guys? But she was nice.
She said, what did she say? She said, finish your drink.
Finish your drink and get out. We were like, okay, bye. And then we ran and we just chugged it down. Poor thing. And then I had a dream that we were going to be posted on the page of like a picture of all of us sneaking in there and like, who are these girls? Like America's Most Wanted style. Like, you guys owe us for 10 roses. So sorry. Shout out to you, birthday twin. My apologies. But then
but in our defense, the party was dying.
There was like no one there.
That was the funnest thing that happened at their party. They're gonna talk about it forever. That like some crazy girls crashed their party. That was like the climax of the party because it was dead.
I know. No, yeah, it was kind of lame.
And then and the thing is, they had like these weird like baby pictures on the tables. The girls, Sam and Janelle, thought it was a celebration of life for a kid.
Oh my God.
Sam was like, we crashed someone's celebration of life. I'm like, I don't think so. I think it was a birthday thing. But like, yeah, they had weird, maybe that's her baby pictures.
Oh, for sure.
Like, whatever. Yes. So like, it did look a little like, do we smile? Do we cry? Like,
oh my God.
Like, are we
do we leave like normal people and not go in when it says closed? Closed to the public for a private party. Leave it to Marty. Be like,
in my defense, if it wasn't for Maddie, I would have never. I'm a chicken shit when it comes to certain things. Like, it's a private party. Like, what am I? Who am I to go in a private party?
I know. I did feel a little bad because obviously they paid a lot of money to have that. So hopefully it was all good. Hopefully we didn't like ruin our party. But
no, we blessed our party because them grandpas were like giving us their boat. Like, yeah, we definitely made their night. So we loaded ourselves back in a car, and where did we go after?
Keys on Main. So good. Keys on Main is so good. So it's in Tacoma also. And it is a piano bar. Nice. So they have 2 pianos on stage. And then they have these guys who take requests all night long and sing and play the piano to whatever song you want to listen to. And it's really cool.
It's super cool. It was really fun. And then obviously there's a story there too.
Of course.
So apparently somebody requested Pink Pony Club, and he started playing it. Obviously everybody loves this song, So us, happy, drunk, we jumped on the stage. And we started dancing and, singing. And I'm sorry, the crowd went crazy first.
Yes. It was giving Rhode Island when we were doing karaoke. I feel like everywhere we go, we just demand attention.
We hate attention. This morning, I walked Ivana to school wearing a crown.
A full crown. In her jammies still with a crown.
Doing this.
Yeah. I was like,
I hate attention. But nevertheless, some lady
in a black shirt and jeans, if you're listening. You won't be because we're not your type, obviously.
She came up to the pianist, and gave him. We have it on video, by the way. So
yeah, we do.
Go for it. She gave him $21 so he would stop playing the song. I'm not making this up. This is like real life.
We were literally in the middle of the song, dancing, having fun. Pink Bunny Club. She got on stage, threw it in there, and said something to the effect of like, to make it stop. Like, and he stopped.
And he said that in the microphone. He was like, oh, like, I just got paid $21 so they would stop singing Pink Bunny Club. And in that moment, I didn't understand what happened, to be honest, because I think like it got so, I didn't even hear what he said. I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, I got off the stage, and then the girls told me what happened, and I was like, oh hell no, like, oh hell no, like, where the hell is that lady? But then I went to the bathroom and I was like, just fixing myself, whatever. And there was a group of girls, and they were like, we're really sorry. That sounded so Canadian.
Wow. Who are you? A boot? Wow. It's a boot time.
We're really sorry that happened to you. Like, that was so rude and whatever. And I was like, that's so rude. And she was like, yeah, like, I guess that song was like a little too like LGBTQ WYZ for her. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go outside and suck a clit. And the girl was like, yes. And that was the end of the story. But we had so much fun. Like, we made friends with the bartender. He was giving us free Jello shots. We broke a glass.
We did break a glass.
Yes, we did break a glass.
Sorry.
We had some drinks. I don't think we spent a lot of money on there.
I have no idea.
I made sure that you only paid for one drink because she asked for your card.
Oh, right.
You only paid for one drink.
You get my card back?
I get your card back. Yeah. I signed your card. I signed everybody's card and made sure she gets the tip because some of the girls were like, they wouldn't have signed it. I was like, can I sign this for her? And the girl was like, fuck yeah, like, she wants her money. Yeah. She don't care who signs. But yeah, so that was fun. And then we had to make sure a couple of people got home safe. Just because,
fun was had.
Like, it's I hate to say it, but like I have to like convince myself not to drive sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's so horrible.
It is horrible.
So horrible. Like, even saying it out loud is so horrible. But it's like,
it's so easy to think that you're okay. but it's
exactly.
I was really proud of you. Fatima was really sweet and good about making sure everyone, like, she called somebody else, one of our friends in Uber who clearly couldn't drive, and then called us in Uber. Like, even though we had vehicles there, like, very responsible.
Yeah, because we were. It was not a regular night out. We definitely went a little bit too overboard. And for me to drink vodka sodas, I'm trying to get fucked. Because vodka soda is like, this is what vodka soda is for me. Do you know what I mean? If I get an espresso martini, it's not like a drink that you can chug.
You close it. Mm-hmm.
Vodka soda for me is like, one more, you know? So you don't feel when you chug them because it's like, you don't feel it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But, and then we went to this like really weird place.
Steel Creek.
It's not weird. It's a nice
country bar
where people do line dancing. But we were talking about it with Jules. We feel like a lot of people who are like very tight in that community, they're not very welcome to new people.
Totally.
Like, we try to dance.
Yeah, we did try.
But like, they were judging. The lady next to me, like, she was fuming. It's almost like I came and I started dancing in her mom's grave or something. Like, she was just
they were like offended that we were trying. I was trying to learn. Granted, I was a little drunk and, you know, whatever, but I was trying to follow. But they didn't.
I paid like $15 for a drink. I deserve to dance at least. And then what did I ask you? What do I ask you when I get really, really drunk?
I don't know.
Am I embarrassing you?
I could ask you.
I'm embarrassing you. You're like, no. I'm like, okay. I keep embarrassing her. And yeah, what happened after?
We left.
We went home. Yeah, we went home. We had the most amazing Uber driver. Shout out to you, Mr. Buddy. He was really sweet. Like, we were able to drop off our girlfriend without like putting stuff. Because I mean, I was too intoxicated to be even like. I'm surprised I was even able to call an Uber. But yeah, he dropped off our girlfriend without like charging us extra.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
Got us home safe. We were definitely obnoxious and loud and talking into his ear. I can only imagine how annoying that is. Like, driving drunk people around. And then I think I was snacking hard when we got home. I was like eating everything inside. And then we went to bed. Yeah. And the ghost did not bother me. That day they let me be.
Fatima is certain that I have ghosts in my room, and I don't necessarily disagree. Like, I feel like my house isn't haunted, but I do feel it in my room. When I sleep, I always feel like there's a presence. I really do.
When I sleep in the living room, I'm fine. I'm okay. When I sleep in the room, there's always a feeling, especially that one corner, that like somebody's watching me.
I know, me too.
But I told her, and then again, I think that's probably gonna come off like a little woo-woo for some people, but I am woo-woo. So this is just, whatever. It's not a bat ghost. It's not an evil ghost. Does it make sense? Maybe it's like one of those people that protect the home. How do you call them? Like, I don't know, there's a word.
Like a guardian angel?
Something. But it's also not your mom.
No, it's definitely not. Because I felt it way before my mom died. When I moved in, I felt it.
Yeah.
I swear I've seen like figures in there. I'm like, am I crazy?
Have you ever had a sleep paralysis?
Mm-hmm.
I have never, thank God, but I hear stories. Can you share?
Super long time ago, but I think I was like, I don't know if it was legit a sleep paralysis, but I felt like I was awake, but I was in that middle stage where like
limbo. Yeah,
where you can't move, can't scream, but you're like present.
Uh-huh.
But I don't really have like a good, scary, crazy story about it. It just was like, what the fuck?
Because my coworker told me recently that he thinks that he's having them, and he thinks that he might need to go to like, I don't know where you go, neurologist or like somebody needs to help him with that. But he basically says that like it's just a feeling of heaviness. You can't move, and it's almost like somebody's trying to like drag you out, and you can't move. And I'm like, we're here.
What the hell?
We're here. But
when you touch this, it moves.
I don't know, sleep is very important for me, and I sleep with the light on. I'm scared of stuff, and that's my problem because I watch a lot of scary movies for what reason I don't know. Yeah, so I believe in all of that stuff. I do too. I do too. I believe in it too. I don't watch. Well, I watch murder stuff. I guess that should be scary. It doesn't scare me, but like haunting type thing, horror, cannot. Do you think when your mom passed away, do you think her soul was gone? Like, we're trying to get deep here, Cole. He always wants to be in. Do you think she left right away or her soul lingered? How did you feel? Okay, so before, I think I told you this, but before, when we were doing a wellness check, we already had bad suspicion, but when my grandpa was driving over to my mom's place for the wellness check, I was in the shower, and out of the blue, I like just started, I felt her so strong. Like she was in the bathroom with me, like in the shower with me. She probably already like her soul probably had left her body. I think so, because I had no, it was so weird because like I was like showering and I was nervous, obviously, like what the fuck is gonna happen? But like halfway through my shower, like I just like instantly started sobbing and like just felt her. I was like talking to her. Yeah. I was like, "What the fuck, Mom? Like, why?" Like, But you didn't have any confirmation yet. No. Okay. Nope. And then I got out of the shower and was like really upset and just like shaky, felt like out of body, like just. But I totally felt her. And then my grandpa called and was just like barely talking on the other end, and I was just like, "Fuck." What do you mean? Like he called? What did he say? He was just like, he called and I could just hear him like, he didn't really say anything. He didn't really have to say anything. He was like sniffling, and me and Bo were both in my room. And he was kind of sniffling, and I was just. Did you call Bo or did Grandpa call Bo? Grandpa called Bo because Bo was here. I was in the shower. I didn't want to come. So I was having Thanksgiving at my house. Oh, I keep forgetting. It was freaking Thanksgiving. Yeah. It was Thanksgiving Day. Yeah. And my mom wasn't there. And the night before, we had some issues with her. And so my Zach, Casey, Lauren, all the kids, Bo, everybody was here. Oh my God. And I was just up in my room and like, so Grandpa went over there and he was going to just go check. And I was like, no, you need to call the police. Like I walked in on my uncle dead. I don't want you to walk in on your daughter. Yeah. So he called the police. Also, by the time he had gotten there, the police was already there. Yeah. Okay. So he gave them the key and was just like, they did not have to break in. He gave them. Yeah, he gave him a key, and then he came out and told him. And then so we were waiting for his phone call. And so when he called, Bo walked upstairs. Like as he didn't answer it yet. He just walked upstairs and into the room. And then when he answered it, we could just hear Grandpa kind of like gasping for air. And I lost it. Fell to the ground, hysterically sobbing, couldn't breathe. And Bo was just silent. Like we take grief differently. We can't be mad at each other for. It was like nobody else in the world existed. I was just like, it was just insane. But anyway, to answer your question, yeah, I totally felt her in the bathroom. And then what about after? So I feel my mom and see my mom in dreams. But the further from her death we get, the more distant it feels. And that's good. And obviously I said, oh, that's good. Deal with it. No. I didn't mean that she's crossing over. Yeah, my mom told me, because when my grandma passed away, my dad's mom, one time I told her, and I was like younger, like I was 10 or 11, 12, I don't know. And I told her, I was like, oh, I saw grandma in my dream. Well, I called her Nana. I saw Nana in my dream, and she was like, did you speak with her? And I was like, I don't know. I don't remember. She was like, well, if they speak to you, it's not good. Don't speak to dead people. And I was like, what does that mean? And she was like, and my mom is super woo, like next level, calm down, lady. And she said, when they talk to you in your dream, they are trying to get you to the other side. What? Yeah. So basically, when they talk to you in your dream, they're trying to be like, come here. My mom told me that seeing our loved ones that passed away in their younger form, you know how sometimes you see, like, I see my grandpa and he's so young and he's like so full of life because, like, when he died, he was like 90 pounds, like cancer just ate him up. So he was the person I didn't know, right? Yeah. So every time he comes to my dream, he's my grandpa from when I was a kid. And I think you told me that too, that when you see dreams of your mom,
she's younger.
She's like beautiful, full of life. And that's a good dream because like they're just showing you that they're at peace.
Yeah.
And they're okay with you. But like, basically they come and they're like, hello, time to go. And I've heard a million stories of people dreaming of people that they were gone and they're talking to them, and then sometime later they pass away. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is too much for some people. I'm sure it is too much.
In all my dreams I have, though, my mom talks to me, but it's usually brief. But I had one recently about her, and but she always comes to me in dreams that have nothing to do with her. She's like somebody in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, it just gave me chills. But I had this dream the other day. It was a really weird dream. It was a dark dream. And it was like, I couldn't even tell you all the details. It was a very jam-packed, busy dream. Like, people were everywhere. I think I was doing a play.
Okay.
I don't know, so fucking random.
Probably because of her.
Oh, yeah.
Has been in play this past
That's probably yeah. But we were like doing a play. So we were running backstage and changing, but I wasn't really happy or sad. It was just a weird, busy dream. And I was backstage changing, and this lady comes, and she's the only person glowing. Like, everybody else is but she was glowing. Her eyes were piercing blue, because my mom had really blue eyes. Piercing blue, blonde hair, and it was my mom, but she was way younger, like 20. Like
before you knew her.
Yeah, before I was even born. But it was a little bit scary, though. Like, she was looking at me. She was beautiful, and but she didn't know who I was. But I knew who she was. It was very weird. I was like, Mom! I ran up to her, and I knew she didn't know who I was because I knew she was young. So I was trying to tell her who I was. I was like, you don't know me yet, but I'm your daughter. You're gonna have me. And she just smiled and looked. Actually, maybe she did. I know I have goosebumps too. Actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't think she did talk to me. But she was just smiling at me. She was just like, and then she's like, oh, no, she did. When she left, she's like, I gotta go. And she turned and left, and I woke up, and it was like...
Did it feel really real?
Yes.
Because Jules doesn't usually dream.
I don't. And when I dream, it's almost always of her, and I'm 1,000% sure she's visiting me.
Yeah. Oh.
But sometimes I wake up, I had one dream where it was like really good, and I woke up like, oh, she's at peace. It was really good. And then every other dream I've had of her, I feel a little uneasy.
You did tell me that.
So I don't really know what that means.
But do you think... Hold on, but do you think you stop having those dreams when you feel uneasy? Because I feel like you haven't had that one for a while, or you still do. Where you remember you were saying that you felt like she wasn't at peace, but then but then you were like, I feel like she is now.
Yes, when she first died, I had this dream. I don't know, should I tell the whole dream? Are we getting a little long here?
Yeah, that's fine.
I had this dream. I told you about it, but I'll just say it again because I'll never forget it. I should write it down. It was right after she died. Maybe the next day or 2 days after. But I had this dream. It was like in black and white. It was like it was a weird dream. Me and my mom were at the grocery store, and we were walking out, and she wasn't happy. She was just like dull. And I'm walking out. I'm in a hurry because I always am. And we walk out of the grocery store, and it was a giant, never-ending parking lot. There was thousands of cars, and they all looked the same. And so I got out, and I was like, oh, where did we park? And we're walking through these cars, and I keep turning around. I'm like irritated with my mom because she's so far behind. And I'm like, Mom, I have all these bags. I'm like, Mom, come on. And she's not saying anything. She's just walking. She's following me, but she's way far, and she's really like sad and like heavy. And we're walking, and then all of a sudden I look over, and I see my Uncle Shannon, who's my mom's brother, who died almost exactly a year before my mom, her little brother. And all of a sudden I look over, and I'm like, oh my God. So I turn around to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, Shannon's right there. And my mom looks over, and Shannon looked the same as her. Dull, like, I'm pretty sure it was black and white. Like, everybody it was dull. And my mom all of a sudden, like, was like, oh my God. And she started sprinting, which I've never seen my mom run in her life because she had a lung disease.
Yeah.
She started sprinting to Shannon, and like, because he was also looking for a car. He was lost. Like, he was going from one car to the other. He kept putting his key in, and they couldn't get in. And my mom sprinted to Shannon and grabbed him, and they both got into a car
and drove away.
Yeah.
And maybe that was the day that they found each other.
I think it was. And I woke up though and felt, but again, I woke up and I wasn't like, oh, it's all good. It made me feel like my uncle's been lost for a year.
Yeah.
And my mom is helping him.
Ugh.
A psychic actually told me that too.
Did she say that when he died, he was like, nah, oh, okay.
which makes me feel really sad, and I don't even want to think that. But she said he was so lost and so like didn't believe he was dead. He was stuck in the middle. And she said, your mom is helping him now. I think my mom was very enlightened and old soul.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. And then, like, just knowing, like, a little bit of, like, how he passed away and just, like, the kind of life that he led. You know, he was, like, a fun person. You know, he had a full life.
On the edge. Yeah.
Yeah, like, he had, like, a job that wasn't, like, your regular 9-to-5 type. You know what I mean? He, like, lived a life. So maybe that's why when she said he didn't expect to die, he probably did.
Oh, for sure. But I know she didn't either.
Yeah. I don't think it's funny because not funny. It's like weird because you know when you talk to someone and like their grandmas like they're and I okay, please tell me if I'm being too insensitive. But you know, when somebody's talking about their grandma, oh, like she's 95 and like
yes.
trying to like, you know, this and that and the other. And in my head I'm like, you know, do we come to the point where we're like, I'm okay to go right now? So it's almost like I feel like some people are like, let me go. Like, I'm okay.
I think that's how I'm gonna feel.
Like, I just let me go. But
if I get old.
But not everybody gets the privilege of that. Not everybody gets the chance just to be like, you know what? I think I'm ready. I think I've lived a good life. I think I'm ready to go. But I don't think, and I think that's just something that we're great. I think that's just
try not to lean on that.
I think that's something that we'll never get an answer to, sort of thing, because it's almost like why does he go and why did she?
We will when we die. I think.
I hope so. I always say, like, I've always been taught that, you know, there's going to be a judgment day and then we're going to be able to ask God anything. But I have so many questions. What do I ask him? Like, I'm not religious. I'm faithful. I believe in heaven and hell. I don't know really exactly how to explain it, but I just believe that I believe that you have to pay for what you have done. That's just how I believe. I don't think you can go through life being a horrible person and then just don't expect anything. You know what I mean? But that's just me. I believe in afterlife. So I know a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
I believe in afterlife. I believe in like reincarnation 100%. I think we meet people that we used to know. We just don't know that, you know, but
I'm open to all that stuff. I don't know that I believe in hell. I don't know that I believe in the devil, but I'm also open to everything.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like none of us know.
How would you? Well, thanks to this girl, she sent me this video of people talking about their afterlife experience.
That's comforting to me watching those.
Yes, but my question is, like, do you think they would actually, like, if they were unconscious and their heart stopped, do you think they would remember that? Like the lights?
I feel like I had a near-death experience, and I know that people think this is crazy. My mom always told me I was crazy, but I know either it was a near-death experience or I left my body and came back for sure.
Why? What happened?
And my mom, I the moment I woke up, I talked to my mom about it, and I've never forgotten it since. And she was like, "Okay, Julian." So I was 13, almost 14. Mm-hmm. And I had a horrible stomachache for days. Just like, doubled over in pain. And I remember I had a volleyball tournament. I'm like, I'm going to power through. I'm going to my tournament. I went to my tournament and I was in so much pain. By the end of my tournament, my mom took me to the hospital. And it turns out that my appendix were erupting. So they hadn't yet, thankfully, because you can die from that. But they were almost there. And we went to Good Sam in Puyallup, and it was under construction. Uh-huh. And so I was in the wing. It was so eerie and creepy. I was in the wing where it was under construction. There was like no one there. There was dust everywhere. The halls were dark. It was creepy. And I remember the nurse that I had at that day was new. Didn't know where she was. Like, so I'm in the bed, doubled over in pain, about to go to surgery, and we're going all over the place. Like, we kept getting off on the wrong floor. She finally puts me in a room, this like dark room in the middle of nowhere. And so I have an IV, right? I'm waiting for surgery because they always take the most critical people first. I was like next in line after like a heart transplant. Dying. Yeah. So I was next in line, but they weren't ready for me yet. So I'm waiting. And it was the middle of the night. Like I said, we're in the middle of a construction zone, and my IV bag ran dry. So when you don't have fluids going in, your blood starts going out.
Oh my god!
So my IV bag was filling full of blood, but I was there like in and out. Yeah. So my IV bag was like full of blood. I'm bleeding out, and And then I passed out and had a seizure. My dad was there, and my dad was a firefighter at the time, luckily. But he called them and was like, she needs to have surgery. Like, yeah. What the fuck are you guys doing? And so the lady was like, oh my god, she like forgot about me because I'm in the wing of like the middle of nowhere. So anyway, I'm probably making it more dramatic than it is. It sounds like I need to sue them, but it wasn't that serious. But anyway, so I'm in and out of consciousness at this point. I don't know if it's because I've lost a lot of blood or if it's because of my appendix. It's probably
all of it. Yeah. And then don't you get like really high fever with your appendix too? So you start like fucking hallucinating. Yeah.
So anyways, I was really fucking sick. But so they did finally rush me into surgery, and I don't have like a long story like these guys.
Yeah.
But I remember very distinctly watching them do surgery on me.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
100%, not a dream. And that's the reason I like these shows, I think, because I was like, I relate.
Like somebody's validating your experience. Yes.
Because I literally, and I couldn't tell you, like, I feel like I heard a little bit of music, and I saw them working on me, and I saw me, and it was only for like a couple seconds, and then that was it. Like, yeah. I didn't have any, like, I'm dead. And I don't know if that I was dead. I just think I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. You were in the limbo, or maybe because your heart stopped for like a couple of like seconds,
and I don't even know. I don't know. But and then I remember I told my mom and dad, and they were like, "Oh my god." But like, I have no doubt that's what. Especially now as I watch these near-death experiences, I'm like, yes, like that's what it's like.
Okay, I'm fascinated by all these stories, and you know how they say like, those things have to be real because like if all these people come back and say like kind of like
the same thing,
like, you know what I mean? It's like, and a lot of like, it's crazy because like you can get people from different countries that speak different languages that didn't watch this show.
Yeah.
They didn't watch it, and they all sort of say the same thing. Like, yeah,
there's a light.
There's a light.
There's calm.
Like you feel happy. You feel like it's almost like you don't even want to go back. You're like all the pain is gone. Like everything is gone, and like everybody's saying the same thing. So it's like there has to be some truth in it, right?
So I think so. I only watched one. This one made me feel uneasy, and this is kind of like to your point, I guess, about hell. This guy, he had a near-death experience. It was probably on one of them I sent you. I don't know, but he drowned. He was this African American man.
I didn't see him.
Didn't know how to swim. He was like 14 or whatever, fell into the pool, and he was hanging out with his brother who also didn't know how to swim.
Great.
So his brother's like, he fell to the bottom of the pool, and it was just him and his brother. And he's not jumping in because he can't swim. So anyway, he got this stranger minutes and minutes and minutes later. Long story short, he got the guy out. He went to the hospital. He was major dying. Like, he was called dry drowning when you're out of the water, but
you're still water is stuck in there. Yeah.
His heart stopped multiple times, all these things. So he had a lengthy near-death experience. But this is the first one. Like you said, all the other ones I've seen are like so comforting. And it's like, man, I felt so warm and loving. And I saw my mom and my grandma and I saw a light. But this guy, he said it was all black and there was like fire. And he went and he said he saw like way off in the distance, this like fiery, evil horns. And like the guy was like telling him to come here, and he didn't want to go, but he started walking closer. This is his story. And basically, long story short, he knew that was hell and he knew that was the devil. But long story short, he said the devil shooed him off. Like, he was just like, I don't want you. Like, he was judging him to see if he was going to hell or not. But after I watched that one, I was like, okay, I don't like that. I don't want to believe in that shit. But that's the only one where like he was like, it was hell.
Yeah, I think I have a little bit of religious trauma. Not a lot, because my parents were not very religious. Obviously, we, grew up in communist country. You couldn't really be religious. But, like, my parents were religious when it was convenient for them. Like, I grew up in a Muslim family, so, like, once a year, like, obviously, like, right now, there's Ramadan, right? Once a year, my dad, who is not a very kind, loving, caring person, he would stop drinking, stop smoking, stop cussing for a month, like, and then once the Ramadan is over, he's like back to his old ways. So like that was one of the things that I was like, all right, if people like this are religious, then I don't want to be a part of this, right? But I think the little bit of religious trauma that I have is like saying like you have to be good, you have to like always do good things, or you go to hell. And even right now, like I watch myself and I'm like, was this too harsh to say? Was this like too, like, am I going to hell for this? And I know like we shouldn't live our life like this. It's not you can't live your life like this, because there are some things that are black and white. Like, obviously, don't steal, don't kill, like, you know what I mean, like, all that's easy, that's self-explanatory. But like, what is truly good and what is truly bad, right? Yeah. Like, so
and what about people who make mistakes?
Exactly,
we all make mistakes.
And then also, like, I was always taught that, like, bad things happen to bad people. But then you see people like the current president of this country, or like a president of another or, like, you see people do horrible things, and then they become successful and they go through life, like winning, quote unquote, whatever that means for them.
Yeah.
And you're like, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it does 100%. It does.
Or like the young kids who suffer and like cancer or things like that. I just never.
Yeah, and I'm like, what did this kid do? And then you start thinking, like, stupid things, like, is that like the parents' karma? Like, is that, like, again, it is an infinite subject. Like, you can talk about it so much, but
I know.
I think I personally think that we should just be focusing locally on, like, I think what I do is being a good person. If somebody doesn't 100% share that opinion with me, I mean, there's not a lot I can do, right? Like, I think I'm a good person.
You are.
Like, I think you're a good person. Do I think we're perfect people? No, but, like, is it possible to be a perfect? What is a perfect? Who is a perfect person?
You can't be perfect.
Like, this is our first time living. How are we?
I think, like, for me, at the core, like in your heart and your soul, if you are a good person, which means like you're loving and you're empathetic and you're, you don't hurt people.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is a good person, but we all make mistakes. And I guess for me, nobody really knows. And so because nobody really knows, and I'm not going to know for certain in this lifetime, I'm just going to choose to believe the good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I die, if I go to hell, then that fucking sucks. But at least I didn't dread it my whole life. And you know what I mean? I don't think I'll go to hell. I hope I don't. But that's a scary ass thought to think about.
Yeah. And then again, like you said it right. Like, I just choose to think that what I do is good.
Yeah. That's all we can do, is the best we can do. And I love that quote. This is kind of taking it a little different, but if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. To me, that means a lot to me, because that's how I live my life. And that's why my kids are so important.
Yeah.
Is because I feel like that's my, like, contribution to society. And that's me, like, I want to be a good person. I want to raise good people. And, like, we can't change everybody.
No, absolutely
not. We can't change everybody's beliefs. We don't know what's happening, what's to come, but we can love each other and do the best we can to be good people.
Yeah.
Right?
I think, no, 100%. I think so. And then we touched up on it yesterday too, when we were talking about kids, because, like, it is such a big responsibility to bring children into this world, because guess what? Like, besides feeding them and making sure they have a bed to sleep on and make sure they get to school on time, like, now you have to, like, raise a whole other human who needs to care, who needs to have empathy, who needs to know what's good, what's bad. And that's just a lot of responsibility. And I always say, like, if you don't feel like you can truly do it, then that's okay for you not to. Like, I go back and forth, but I'm like, that sounds amazing, and I would love to do this selfish way of, like, doing, like, a makeover, like what my parents didn't do with me. Like, how would I want to raise a perfect human, who's kind and considerate and this and that, the other. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, it's not a walk in the park.
I think that that's very mature of you, and I wish more people felt that way, because I think that people, it's like part of life, right? Whether you're at that stage where you're like, okay, it's time to have kids, or you're just irresponsible. And I was irresponsible with my son.
But you buy your shit together, and you're like, guess what?
I did.
I'm not going to party. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. You know what? Because I made that choice.
Exactly.
And you stuck with that choice. And look at your son right now. But not everybody, like, I think some people think that you can have both. You can eat your cake and have it too. And
I see that all the time.
It sounds horrible, but you can't. You really can. Not when it comes to raising a child.
Yep. I think, 100%. I mean, going out once in a blue moon, like, for my birthday, but that was the only time I go out, is like once every 5 months.
But at the same time, like, that's you right now, because first off, your children are a little bit older. But, like, when he was just a baby, you couldn't afford to do it, because it's like, who would watch him?
My mom, thank God. But if I didn't have my mom,
what would you do?
without my mom, I don't know. There's literally no chance I could have raised my son. I don't know how I would have done it. I would have been on Section 8 probably, food stamps.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have done.
Because you wouldn't be able to work.
And how would he have turned out? I owe so much to my mom. She co-parented with me. She raised my son, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I wasn't working, I was with my kid. Like that was my top priority. But I had to work. And I would leave for work at 6 in the morning and get home at 7 at night.
I mean, you do what you have to do.
Yeah. And who was home all day? My mom. Making sure he had quinoa and avocado. And like she fed him. She was so amazing. I attribute 90% of Mavin's demeanor to my mom raising him.
He is such a good kid.
Anyway. And same with Ivana, but she lost my mom so much sooner. But she babysat her and raised her too until she died.
What was the word? Who made that agreement?
Oh. Who's calling me?
Who made it?
Do we want to talk about Ivana's behavior this weekend? So Fatima always tells me, like, you gotta get me and my daughter are very close. Like bestie close. Which is great. Yeah. And Fatima's had a little bit of feedback on that. It's like, do you? But I think that you should be more of the parent and less of the bestie, which but my rebuke, if you will, is always that she's so smart. She's such a good girl. Like, if it's working for us, who cares? But this weekend, she was worse than she's been.
Sassy.
And not even bad.
Maybe because, and I think that's what it is. I think because I'm around and I'm pulling her in my direction because I'm like, this is my friend. I want to hang out with my friend. Like, fuck you, kid. Like, this is how I feel about kids. But like, and then she feels it too. And this is her person, so she's like, oh, you're not going to take my mom away from me type of thing. And it doesn't help that I have no problem arguing with the 7-year-old, So
I know you hate to. Let me just be honest. Fatima is a lot like my daughter, Ivana.
Yeah.
They watch the same YouTube. They like the same song.
I could be 7-year-old too.
Fatima, and then you both are sassy like that too. You are a lot like Ivana.
Very, very.
But like Fatima will turn on her song, and both of them are singing every lyric. And I'm like, I like the song, but like I don't know, like.
No, again, this is a lot from like my upbringing too. It's just like a little bit more conservative to a point. Like, you're a kid, so you have to act like a kid. You know what I mean? But I think there's no right or wrong way to raise children if they are safe
100%.
and happy.
Yes.
And like, I mean, her daughter's obsessed with her, and that's what I asked her. I was like, "What do you have on her? Like, what do you like? Put a little bit of like some like I don't know, love potion in her drink every night." She's obsessed with her, like obsessed. And I remember myself and like, I mean, I love my mom, but like, I did not want to hang out with my mom.
But you gotta also think about, like, I'm obsessed with her too, and we're with each other. We sleep together. Yeah. We do all the same. We go get our nails done. We do facials together. We're like so similar. I love both my kids. But
so she was in the shower yesterday. Ivana was, and we were talking about doing something. Oh, we were doing the wall sit-ups, right? That's what you call them?
Wall sits. We did family wall sits last night.
And then I was like, okay, let's do it. Ivana did not hear what exactly we were doing, and she was like, "What? Wait for me!" And then she was like, "What are you doing?"
We were like, "Okay, let's go." Wait! What are we doing?
And then, like randomly, Jules will pull out her phone and try to take a picture of me. She's like,
we'll try and take a picture together, and she's like, "What?" Or like when I was trying to film us doing wall sits, and I filmed her, she's like, me.
She's like half naked.
I know, she's got her towel on. I'm like, girl. Or yesterday, it was my birthday yesterday, and my little nieces are so cute.
And I finally met her.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, this could be like 5 episodes.
Yeah, I met Jules' family yesterday, and
they loved Fatima.
They loved them. They're amazing. But I was joking to Jules. I was like, I'm nervous. Like, I'm meeting like my boyfriend's family. I want them to like me. And they were sweet. They're so amazing. I'm so glad that I met them. But now, like, we cannot like not be friends because like I met your family now.
Yeah, I know. Now we might as well get married.
Yeah,
Let's give it 10 years. If we don't get married in 10 years, we're
going to be such an
sister wives. I know. You can help. The kids will be grown.
And then we wouldn't be jealous because, like, we can be just, like, doing our own thing on the side, but we're married, you know?
I'm not even opposed to that. But anyways, what was I going to say? Oh, so my little nieces, they made... So, first of all, let me give Ivana credit. She went to her dad's house, and she came home, and she had this beautiful card she made me. It was really, really sweet. I loved the card. Beautiful. And I was like, oh, my God, thank you so much. And then a couple hours later, my family came over. And so my little nieces and my nephew they're so sweet. Like, they always do handmade cards. My little niece, Jane, is learning to sew. So she, like, sewed me this. I'll have to post a picture, but... So cute. But anyway, so I'm looking at their cards and I'm looking at Jane and Kate and Ben, and I'm just like, oh my, I'm giving them all hugs, and I'm like, thank you so much. I'm like, you guys make the best cards. And Ivana's sitting behind me and she goes, the best. And I'm like, and she's welling up with tears, the best.
And everybody got quiet. I was just like standing there.
I'm like, and you too. And she just kept saying the best, and she's crying.
And she was like, show my card.
Yeah. And then I showed her, she goes, show my card. So I showed the card. She's like, and the other. And I showed the other. And there was $200 in it, she said.
That's how she said it. She was like,
and there was $200 in it. Like, sit down, little.
And everybody's like, whoa, that's nice. Like, whatever.
Oh my God. And then last night, I think Fatima said something to the effect of like, we're laying in, Fatima and Vana are laying in bed, and I'm doing errands like around the room, cleaning or some shit, whatever the fuck I'm doing. And Fatima's like, okay, mommy's gonna put you to bed, and then she's gonna come hang out with me. And she's like, who agreed to that? Who agreed to that? Like, where? I wasn't in this.
She said, who made that agreement?
Oh, who made that? That's right. who made that agreement? She was like, I know you didn't make this without me.
I think that set you off. I think that was the last time. She turned and she looked at her. She was like, who's the mom? Me or you? And she's like, I'm your mom.
You know what pissed me off about it is, number one, she's not normally like that. I think she's showing off. Number two, it proves everything that Fatima tells me. And so I was just like, oh. Happy birthday. But I'm like, really? You're a little angel every other second. And now that Fatima's here, you're showing her everything she tells me why I need to be harder on you. But yeah, who made that agreement? Like,
this is what I did. I'm like, good night. Have a good night. Time to go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I left.
She's too much. And then I came up to Tucker and she's like, she looks at me and she goes, I'm sleeping with one eye open tonight. Don't try and sneak out. She rolled over and went to bed, and I'm like, 5 minutes later, I sneak out. Now, why do I have to sneak out? Like, mommy's going to catch me. Okay, I do need to do a little work, I guess. I love that girl.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like it wouldn't bother you if I wasn't here.
She wouldn't do it if you weren't here.
Exactly, because you would go to bed.
Well, true, actually, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? And the only reason, like, it was time, it was your bedtime anyway.
That's what yeah.
But because I was like, let's hang out, like, whatever, it's still your birthday, like, let's watch a movie. And we watched almost the whole movie. But it was so funny to me. I love that. I love her sass, but as someone who is, like, kind of Hitlerish in my ways with kids, I just, yeah.
You are, bitch. She is like... Here's my thing. This is my philosophy. Mm-hmm. If you're a good kid, if you're respectful, if you're safe, we're all humans. Yes. Like I don't have any more. I have more life experience. Yes, I do. I'm older. But like other than that, I have no more credentials than anyone else. My job is to keep you safe. Yes. And to prepare you for the next phase of your life. Like as your mother, those are my jobs. Like I want to guide you, lead by example, get you ready for the next phase of your life, love you, keep you safe. Period. Yes. I am not here to, you're not my slave. You don't need to do it.
Also, see, that's the thing. I'm a little bit, that's why I'm like, I'll see how I'm going to be with the mom. Because, like, what did I have you for? You know what I mean? Like, I still need you to, like, act right.
Well, of course. So my kids act right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But not, you know how some kids are bad. Some kids like fight their kids, fight their parents, spit at their parents.
Oh my!
Like I think like chores are okay. I know some people say like,
I do too.
Oh my God, like I would never. Okay. You know what? My mom never asked me to do things when I was growing up, and that did not help me. You know how hard it was for me when I first moved out and I started like doing laundry, going grocery shopping.
Same.
I was like, huh? What is this? My brother only started really taking care of himself at the ripe age of like 30 because his mommy did everything for him. So
That's true.
Me having that experience of being absolutely useless because my mom never wanted to bother me with that stuff. If or when I have my kid, I'm gonna be like, okay, baby, like this is how I see it. You can have your room as dirty as you want it to. It's not my room. If people come over, you're the one who's like answering. But once a week, you have to clean your room.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know what's going to be on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, or whatever. You have to learn how to clean after yourself. This is your room. If you want to live in a mess, God bless you.
That's what my mom used to do.
But you also have to learn how to clean it. And then the same thing with laundry. I think when they're like 13, 14,
yeah,
you can learn how to throw a load. I didn't know how to do it. I was 18 years old in America in front of the washer and dryer. Like, what do I push?
Same. I didn't know either.
Clueless.
My mom did all that for us too.
Yeah, so I think
there's a middle ground.
I think absolutely 100% middle ground. I don't know if that's okay, but I think I'm down with like rewards. I don't think rewards are bad. I know that some people say that it's not really good because now they get the thing that, you should only do stuff for money and whatever, but how else are you going to make fucking teenagers do things if you don't promise them $20, So
also they know their way to get money. So like we have to give them some
opportunity. Exactly. Yes, wash my car.
Yeah. Earn it.
Yep. I don't think there's anything wrong with earning.
I don't think so either.
But I also know different people that have completely different parenting styles. And I agree with I agree with you on this one. I disagree with you on this one. I agree with this. And I think that's the only way to live your life. There's no way that there are two identical parents out there. Because there's no way that there are two identical kids out there. You know what I mean?
Well, so that part too. Like kids are different and need different type of parenting, I think.
And I think as women, we need to start it is being talked more obviously about it right now, but I think we need more. We need more, definitely. Drill, baby, drill. Talking about the whole like mommy shaming and stuff like that. I think, this needs to be. We need to be a little bit more gentle with ourselves and other people because Absolutely. I see all of the time like people are like, "Oh, this is my formula fed baby." Oh my God, how dare you? Da da da. And then, oh, this is my exclusively breastfeeding baby. You're starving your kid. Your kid is too tiny. It's not getting enough nutrients. It's like, yep. You can't win. You won't win. Even with nobody, you won't win because somebody's gonna be like, "You're too soft. You're too this," and somebody's gonna be like, "No, actually, you're a fucking bitch to your kids." So who cares?
Well, that's why it goes back to just, you have to keep what you have to do what's right for you as a parent.
That's it.
And again, obviously within reason, like make sure your kids are safe and healthy and all that good stuff. But yeah, I think it's not a one size fits all for parenting.
Absolutely not. But again, there's only talks about this when it comes to women. Men, they will take their kid for a walk and all of a sudden they're a father of the year. Look at this.
That's a good point.
Look at a beautiful father with his kid at the park. And then they probably don't know that this is the first time that he ever brought his kid to the park in the last 5 years.
It's his visitation hour.
Yeah. But like everybody's like, "Oh my God, look at him."
It's so true.
But nobody says when they see a mom and a kid in the park, they're like, "Okay, it's just another fucking mom and a kid."
It's expected.
Exactly. And I will not shut up about this because just because you are present in your kid's life doesn't mean that you're the dad of the fucking year. Like, I'm sorry, I'll die on that hill. Like, my parents never divorced. My father lived with me. We lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, so we were very close physically. We were very close, but I couldn't feel any further to a person that I do to my dad. You know what I mean? I grew up with him. Like, I'm talking about, like, we grew up in the same house. It's not like my dad lived somewhere else. Like, I saw that man every single day, and I wish I hadn't. So, here you go. He never left his family. He provided. One thing about my dad, he's a fucking provider. Like, he got everything that we wanted, but I still have a terrible dad. So, you know what I mean? Like,
because you didn't,
but if he tells his story to someone,
I provided for them. I stayed with the mom.
I stayed with the mom, blah, 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 blah. We went on vacations every year. Like, everything was Gucci. It looked perfect, but it was terrible. So that's why, like, yeah.
Perspective. Yeah, we're kind of in our fuck man era.
When people ask me, are you dating? I'm like...
I always laugh at this point.
I'm like, what kind of question is that? Like, are you? I'm so sorry. Are you dating? What does that even mean? Are you dating?
Oh.
No. What do you mean? Are you dating? No, I'm not fucking dating. I'm not, like... Hold on. Have you seen us?
Okay, J-Lo. Girl, does she need to wear her hair like this every day? I'm mad at my crimp. I need my curl on.
Have you seen us? Like, do we look like we want to date these, like, raggedy ass men? I don't. She doesn't either.
I hope somebody comes, though, deep down.
They will. They will come.
And surprises us.
Absolutely.
And we're like, oh my God.
Absolutely. You know what? They're going to be brothers.
That would be so fun. Can you imagine?
They're going to be like long lost. Like, yours is going to be like a brown boy, and then his family adopted like a little white
kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I'm gonna have like a white boy, but he's gonna have some flavor because he grew up with like some flavored people.
Okay, I'll take the brown boy. Right.
Alrighty, this was our little episode. Hopefully, we covered everything, but
I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you. Okay, we need to go drink more.
Hey,
Hey. Bye, guys.
Bye.